do you think? Henry is about to marry.
What? Seriously? I had no idea. But that's great news for him. Congratulations to him. But I have a feeling it's a little early. He's still quite young.
Right. In contrast to your useless self, you're approaching 30 and still can't find a girl to marry.
Marriage is not required for a happy existence. Besides, don't you think the term useless goes a little too far?
That's a pitiful reason. And you're very useless in comparison to Henry. You didn't even attempt, and now you're stuck with a low-wage minimum wage job.
Can you please stop saying that? I'm not a low-class person because I work in a factory. It isn't even the minimum pay.
But it's a lousy job. At least Henry is attending college. As a result, he is already more successful than you could ever be.
Isn't he even working full-time? He has a part-time job.
He's going to establish his own business. That's what he told me the other day. So if he worked full-time, he wouldn't have time to arrange things.
Are you certain about that? I believe he should have attempted to save some money ahead of time.
He's all right. He is still quite young. He's getting married, and I'm confident he'll be bringing me my first grandchild shortly. He's a wonderful son. He is everything I dreamed for and more. Unlike someone.
Are you referring to me?
Who else would I be referring to? I have only 2 sons.
I'm not sure what you're saying, but I've been assisting you in my own manner as well. I've been sending you $1,000 every month for the last 10 years. That's how Henry was able to attend college in the first place.
Why are you behaving as if $1,000 is a large sum of money? $1,000 is nothing to you.
Are you serious? I began working at the age of 20 and have been giving it to you every month since. I couldn't afford to take care of myself at first, but I kept sending money to you. I also sent money to Henry when he was in middle school.
To be honest, I don't care about that anymore.
It is still important to me. That's a lot of money I'll never see again.
Henry stated that his fiancée is the daughter of a well-to-do family.
Is this true? That's wonderful.
Henry is fantastic. I'm overjoyed for him. He is all a mother could ask for. He claims to be arranging a spectacular wedding as well. I couldn't really expect anything less from him. He is, after all, my son.
I'm thrilled for Henry, but in case you didn't know, I'm also your son.
I did not inquire. Please refrain from bringing up irrelevant topics. In any case, he's marrying a girl from an affluent family. Oh, and please don't attend the wedding.
What precisely do you mean? I have no idea where that came from. I wish to attend my younger brother's wedding.
As I have stated, you are uneducated. That is embarrassing. I don't want to be seen in your presence. It would be extremely embarrassing if guests at the wedding discovered you were my son. Henry is my sole child as far as they are aware.
You still refer to me as uneducated? I knew you didn't like where I worked, but do you have to look at me like that? His fiancée is unlikely to care where I work. It's also not that horrible. You're just biased.
She might not be concerned, but I am. The last thing I want is for you to throw the family name into disrepute in such a prominent position. There will be a large number of people present, including her parents.
Are you sure? What am I doing to bring shame to my family? At the very least, I'm employed. Stop being so self-important.
I'm always dead serious. Factory work is filthy and disgusting. Why couldn't you get a job as a manager somewhere?
Are you not thankful for what I've done for you? In addition to the money, I would help you pay your bills.
Why should I be grateful? I don't recall you ever caring for me. Stop acting all haughty, because the money you send every month barely covered the cost of it. Groceries.
It appears that you have lost interest in me. Not that you ever did. I'll reconsider attending the wedding. I'll need to speak with Henry about that.
There is nothing to say. I've already instructed you not to come. What's so difficult to grasp about that?
I never imagined my mother would tell me not to attend my brother's wedding. We were supposed to be a family, I thought.
Several minutes later.
So, you're planning a wedding, Mom just informed me. Congrats. This must be quite exciting for you.
The news spread quickly. I intended to surprise you with an invitation card.
You didn't have to surprise me. But if you're going to send me an invitation card, you must be planning to invite me, right?
What? Of course you're invited. You're my brother. I'd want to see you there.
That's good to hear. but my mother has informed me that she does not want me to come. Working in a factory, perhaps, would bring shame to the family.
So, I suppose she has a point. To be honest, working in a factory isn't the best job there is. I'd be embarrassed to say I worked there.
You're on her side? Come on, I didn't believe you'd agree with her. But, in any case, are you set financially for the wedding?
Why do you care?
Are you going to have your fiancée utilize her family's money? I realize you can't afford a lavish wedding. Is Mom aware of this?
Don't be concerned about it. I'm confident that I'll figure it out.
What is it? What about your fiancé's reaction? That is a significant financial load for her and her family.
I don't think it's that difficult. She is also unable to pay for it.
What precisely do you mean?
You aren't the one getting married, therefore you don't have to be concerned. Will you ever marry? Don't forget about the gift money, by the way. I'm hoping for the best.
What? What?
I'd like you to offer me a large sum of money as a gift. Despite the fact that you work in a factory, I know you can afford it. Could you perhaps donate some money to your only younger brother? You can, right? You definitely will.
I mean, I was going to bring you some money as a gift in the first place, but my mother warned me not to come, so...
To be honest, you can brush that aside and ignore her. You know, she's the type of person that says whatever she wants.
She appears to be able to think whatever she wants. I think she has the wrong impression of you.
I suppose so, but in the end, it's irrelevant to me. Allow her to think what she wants. In any case, remember to bring my gift money. I don't have many friends or coworkers who can bring me things. I may also ask a number of our family to contribute to my wedding fund.
Do you think that's correct? Are you really okay with throwing your wedding using money borrowed from relatives? I believe you should not attempt to toss anything out of your reach. Small weddings can also be very wonderful.
Keep in mind the gift money.
Are you even paying attention? I'm sure Mom won't appreciate you begging our relatives for money.
The day before the wedding.
Henry's wedding is tomorrow. You're not coming, are you? You should not come.
Why do you keep bringing this up? I accepted Henry's invitation, so I'll be there. He'd be upset if I didn't go. It's his wedding, so I don't see why you should have any say in who attends or does not attend.
Please excuse me. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying, are you? I told you couldn't come. What a rebellious young man you are.
Even if you keep telling me that I can't just show there and not do anything. As I already stated, he would be furious.
How many times do I have to tell you how much you shame our family? You indicate a low-wage minimum wage job. You're single. You don't even own a house. Never show me your face again, and please don't tell anyone we're related.
Do you truly disregard everything I've done for you over the last 10 years? I've made numerous sacrifices for this family, and all that matters to you is your image.
Oh, yes. What does it matter?
It appears that I have squandered both my time and money. I wasted so much time mailing money to someone who didn't even acknowledge it.
Everything you accomplish is a waste since you're such an inept man. You can't even find work. I no longer regard you as my son. You are nothing more than a useless piece of trash.
Okay, I get what you mean.
I don't recall the pocket change you always sent over being particularly useful. As if $1,000 were capable of accomplishing anything. It's humiliating for you because you're just a middle-class factory worker. You should not attend your brother's wedding.
I won't.
I'm also breaking ties with you.
Whatever. So we're strangers from now on. I'm not going to the wedding, so relax.
Thank God. Don't ever speak to me again, Silas.
Gladly. I also don't want you to talk to me.
A few minutes later.
Henry is visibly unhappy. What is the issue?
What? I thought I told you I didn't want to talk to you anymore?
He became enraged when I informed him that you would not be attending the wedding. Why would he be upset? Isn't it self-evident that you shouldn't come? Isn't he also embarrassed?
What do you want from me? It doesn't matter because Henry obviously wanted me to come. But, as you expected, I will not. That's something I previously told him. If he's upset, it's your fault. I'll also cease sending you money.
What? You're going to stop? Why would you do that?
Obviously. Isn't it you who wish to sever ties? That implies I have no obligation to send you any money. Isn't this what you were hoping for? We don't need to prolong this discussion.
What do you mean you're not going to spend the money? I don't recall ever stating you could.
You are not required to tell me what I am or am not capable of doing. I sent it because I wanted to aid my family, but we're no longer family because you severed our relationships. I have no plans to send you anything. That should have been obvious.
You have no right to talk to your own mother in that manner.
Oh, you want to act as though we're family now? As previously said, you are the one who severed ties. This was to be expected. I was meant to give Henry a present, but since I'm not going to the wedding, I'm not doing so. That is most likely why he's unhappy.
What exactly is it? What does that have to do with anything?
If I do not give him the gift money, he will most likely be unable to pay for the wedding venue.
What are you talking about?
I've loaned him a substantial sum of money, but he has yet to repay any of it. I intended to make this money gift to him the last time I sent him anything, so I would send him a higher sum than normal. But however, it appears that I won't have to worry about it now that I won't be attending the wedding. I'm not required to give him anything.
Wait a minute. Why is Henry so reliant on your money? Isn't he marrying a wealthy woman? He doesn't require your idiotic present.
His fiancée's family appears to have already disowned her.
What did you say?
She was apparently abusing her parents' money, so they kicked her out. But I believe she assumed they'd forgive her in the end, so she wasn't too concerned. She invited them to the wedding and is presumably hoping to reconcile with them.
If that's the case, there shouldn't be any issues, right?
There is an issue.
What exactly is it?
It means he can't rely on his fiancée's parents for financial support, especially not for the wedding, because his fiancée was evicted for spending her parents' money. Her parents would never pay for her wedding. Does it make sense to you yet? She won't be able to obtain financial support from her family, which is why Henry asked me to give him a huge sum of money. His savings account is completely depleted. His fiancée is unemployed and does not have her own money.
Really? But isn't he working? Why is he in such predicament?
Yes, he works, although it is only a part-time job. He's been talking about creating his own company, but it's all just talk. Don't you see?
What exactly do you mean?
He attended college, although he missed the majority of his classes. You're probably aware that he dropped out in his second year.
What? That's insane. He was scheduled to graduate the next year.
That is why he hasn't been able to find a full-time work. Another explanation is that he hasn't been trying, so he's been sitting at home playing video games. He doesn't appear to be attempting to leave on his own, does he?
That is not possible. That isn't feasible. Henry would never do that.
You can try to deny it all you want, but it won't change the facts. By whining to me about it, nothing will change. Why not ask him?
I can't believe Henry was like that. My Henry. I assumed he was a good student. He didn't finish college?
Good students? In middle school, perhaps? In college, all he did was go to parties and miss classes. Anyway, the reason he's furious now is that he was supposed to obtain money from me, but he can't, because I'm not there, and it's entirely your fault. I think it's about time you realized how selfish he's become.
I refuse to believe it.
You can believe it or not. Instead of being concerned about him, you should be concerned about yourself.
What?
You won't be able to pay off the house debt any longer. You've been referring to the $1,000 I've been providing as pocket change, but you genuinely need it. Did you ever consider it? You did not, because you were too preoccupied with Henry to notice anything else.
I guess I hadn't considered that. I assumed Henry would marry into a wealthy family, so everything would be fine.
Isn't that unfortunate? He will not be able to pay for the house on his own? I don't know or care what you intend to do next, but it appears that you've screwed yourself by severing relations with me. You brought it on yourself.
Okay then, I'll pardon you. You're welcome to attend the wedding.
No way.
What? You're not going to come?
Seriously? No, I do not. You and Henry are both strangers to me. You're both so self-centered. Go to hell. Congratulations, both of you.
After that, Oriana kept messaging her son Silas in a panic, but he hasn't responded to her at all. His younger brother Henry, similarly, had few attendees at his wedding. Because he did not set up a payment plan for the wedding, it had to be cancelled on the day of the event. Henry was distraught. He blew up on Oriana and demanded recompense, and after draining all of her savings from her, he severed connections with her. Silas, on the other hand, severed relations with both Oriana and Henry, and was able to secure a nice apartment with the money he was now free to spend however he pleased.
Henry was unable to hold the wedding, and he had regular arguments with his wife, which resulted in
a divorce. He couldn't return to live with his mother, so he had nowhere to go. He was perplexed. Oriana was also forced to begin working in order to meet her living expenses.
Hey, loser.
What?
What are you up to right now?
I've got college today. Why? Something happened?
College? What a waste of money. Get your butt home. Now. You don't have the brains for that to be worth a dime. You aren't good for much at all. Come straight home. Have you made plans for dinner yet? Do you know what you're making?
Wait just a minute. I'm getting a transfer to a university. Have you forgotten?
You're nothing but an unemployed leech.
You're really going to talk that way about your own son? I know I didn't get into the program last time, but I'm studying to try again.
You can say what you want. I really don't care. You and your plans aren't interesting to me at all. You're the failure of this family. It would have been better if we never had you. We should have just had Louis and stopped there.
I know that Louis is your favorite. But I am someone who is researching and trying to make something for myself. And you know what? I don't care what you think of me anymore. I will live my life and it will be a good life. I have a plan for what I will do with my life. I know who I will be.
What? Who cares about that? I already know who you are. You are a loser who can do anything and will never achieve anything. That is your person. You can't do anything for this family.
Why can't you support me even a little bit? I am studying hard. I know I can be transferred to a good school. You know, Louis is still just a senior. He has one more year before going to college. Why do you guys always put him first? Why should I take care of him? I am busy with school and research.
If you keep whining and complaining, I'll kick you out of that community college. I will make you give up.
What? I'm paying for everything myself. Why would you say such a thing? I worked part-time to pay for all my classes and tutoring. It was bad that I failed the first time, but I tried my best. That's why I'm working so hard to get there during this time.
I don't know what you are trying to achieve. But it doesn't even matter at this point. You are the worst.
Is that how to be a mother?
You are the loser. I don't even want to consider you my child. I wish I only had Louis. Your father feels exactly the same way as I do. You are wasting space. You don't deserve what your father paid to feed you. You will never achieve anything. Why don't you move out to live?
What? Is that really how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel. I want you to leave. Why do you even exist? I wish you were never born.
I don't even know what to say. I was shocked. I don't know a living parent who would say the same about their son. Do you really hate me that much?
I don't care enough about you to hate you. I've got Louis. He was always such a good boy. He is very smart and he is always learning. You know the biggest difference between the two of you? He has a future. He will become someone I can be proud of. He will become a doctor, you just wait and see. He is my bright and shining star. And you are just something unimportant.
If that's really how you feel, then I'll move out as soon as I can. Can you wait for me to save enough money to have a place of my own? It won't take long for me to find an inn. It will only take a few months.
Not a chance.
Really?
I have packed your bag for you. If you don't come pick it up, I'll take it to the trash. I cleaned your room. I'm turning it into a study for Louis.
What are you saying? He had a room is not enough?
I think it would be better to study somewhere else. It helps him focus on his studies. When you leave, he will be able to really focus on his studies. So I want you to come pick up your things and leave today, okay?
This is really the worst thing that is happening to me. And you've done a lot of terrible things to me in the past. But this tops the list. I could never have imagined you doing this to me. I am so disappointed in you. Why do I have a mother like you? I'll come get my stuff.
I don't want to see your face, so we're going out to dinner tonight. Just take your things and leave. Don't stay there when we come back. What are you doing? Where are you these days?
Huh? Mother? Is that you?
It's been years since I've heard from you, you ungrateful child.
Huh? What are you talking about? You kicked me out. What do you want now?
Did you have a good job?
But what does that have to do with you?
If you already have a job, should you send some money home to your parents? It's the right thing to do. Where's the money? You didn't send anything.
What? What are you talking about? You kicked me out of the house. You also haven't contacted me since. And now you are asking me to give you money. Don't talk to me again.
I have never bothered you about it before because a stupid person like you will never make much money. But you need to give us what you can right now.
Why are you asking me for money all of a sudden like this? And honestly, why should I send it to you? You never showed me a little grace. I don't really feel like I owe you.
How dare you talk to your mother like that? What happened to you? Are you really a loser? Your little brother is working hard to become a doctor, and you, what have you done to yourself? You are not good for anything else, so at least send some money our way.
I'm a doctor, Mom.
Huh?
Want to know what I did to myself? I have become a doctor. You always tell me that I will never achieve anything, how useless I am. At least that gave me the strength to work hard. I was able to make a good living on my own. And I did it completely without your help.
What are you talking about? Are you a doctor now?
You never cared about me, even when I was a child. You never noticed me, you never asked me about my hopes or dreams. I'm sure there's a lot you don't know about me. I'm studying to get into medical school. I also always wanted to be a doctor.
What?
I know I told you all about it. I have my dreams and I know I talked about them. But you never did anything but look down your nose or laugh at me. You told me you were planning on going to med school. You kicked me out of the house when I didn't get into school on the first try. I spent a really hard year studying, working, paying for everything all by myself and living on my own. But it was all worth it. For every hardship I had to deal with, I've become stronger, and life has only gotten better and better for me.
You really are a doctor now?
No. I'm still an intern, but that's just part of it. I finished school, I'm a doctor, and I'm happy.
I can't believe this.
Anyway, what about Louis? How is he? Huh? Was he able to go straight into med school? He ought to be graduating soon, shouldn't he? If he's 2 years behind me, that ought to be about right. Will he graduate this year? Then he would start his internships in the fall or summer even?
Not yet.
Oh? He hasn't graduated yet? What's up with that? What year is he now?
I told you not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
He hasn't gotten into med school yet. It's expensive paying for him to not work and to have tutors all the time. I was thinking it would be helpful if you could send a little money to help pay for him. That's why I contacted you.
He isn't done with university yet? What's going on? How many years has that been going on?
You know Louis, he's the delicate young man. He isn't like you, he needs a gentle hand. This year he just didn't feel ready for them cats. But I'm sure next year he will be ready to take them. So he isn't working, he's just going to university? That's what you need the money for? Well, he quit university after his first year.
What?
I think he prefers to study at home in his room. He's just always buying things off the internet. He's racked up some pretty serious credit card debt at this point. That's why I want you to send some money. It'll help out.
Things? What kind of things is he buying? And what does that have to do with studying?
You can't just study all the time, that isn't how life works. It's important to take a break and have some fun now and then too, you know.
Let me be blunt about this. He sits on the net and just buys things all day long. Things that are not related to learning. And all these years, he didn't get a job or work even for a day, did he? Is he just sitting in his room in front of his computer?
He is studying.
Whatever you say, I won't pay for it. You can forget about it.
Why not? You said you were a doctor, right? I can't believe you have become a doctor. Who can think that? You can already do what you want, so pay. It's your turn to help Louis. Send some money to Louis.
Serious? Are you joking? The only reason I can become a doctor is because I love it. I did it all by myself. Why should I pay the very people who kick me out so they can pay the bills of a bum who has no intention of going to school or becoming anything, let alone a doctor?
That's not something you have to worry about. Life was hard for poor Louis.
Louis and you have looked down on me. You kicked me out of the house to reserve a special room for him, and for what? Tell me, is it worth it?
I don't have to sit here and listen to this. I am your mother. Don't you think you owe it to your parents?
I don't feel I owe you. Besides, I don't want to hear from you anymore.
What are you saying?
You haven't said a word to me in years. You never tested me to see if I was okay. You never care at all.
You have become a doctor you can afford to help.
You have treated me like shit all my life. You never helped me even half as much as Louis. You have never been fair to me. Honestly, you are the one who owes me. I should have taken you to court for that.
Take me to court?
You practically abandoned me when I was little. From the moment Louis was born, you gave him all your love, time, and even money. You gave me nothing. And when I really needed help, when I was the poorest, you kicked me out of the house. Don't you think it's a bit ridiculous that you're here asking for money from me now? After everything you've done to me?
We have no money right now. That's why I'm contacting you, Chad.
Oh, so you remember my name. I don't know when was the last time you used it. This may sound bad, but I don't want to hear from you anymore. Never call me. Never text me.
Why not?
You forgot I existed. I have also left the past behind. I will block you. He doesn't want you to try to contact me anymore.
You're lying, aren't you? You're not going to throw away your mother, are you?
Who dropped him first? Good luck with the perfect life you've always dreamed of. Enjoy your life away. Don't try to contact me anymore.
Layla tried to contact her son several times. She tried to contact Chad via email, text, even social media. He blocked her contact and never returned any of her messages. Louis continued on the same old path. He never tried to take them cats. He spends all his time locking himself in his room. He doesn't study much, but he still does a lot of shopping. His parents are still trying to pay for everything he buys. Chad completed his internship and started working at a large hospital. He loves his job and has a great life. He met a wonderful woman, and they married not long after. They start a family and are very happy. He's living the life he's always dreamed of.
Hey, Emily.
What?
What are you up to right now?
I have college today. Is there any specific reason you're asking?
College? Such a waste of money. Come home immediately. You aren't good for much at all. Come straight home. Have you decided on dinner plans yet? Have you decided on what you're cooking?
Wait just a minute. I'm transferring to a university. Did you forget?
You're nothing but an unemployed leech.
You're going to speak about your own son like that? I didn't make it into the program last time, but I'm studying to give it another shot. I know in my heart I am going to make it this time. This time next year I'll be a university student. You don't have to worry about me.
Your plans don't interest me at all.
You don't have to take it that far.
You and your plans aren't interesting to me at all. You're the failure of this family. It would have been better if we never had you. We should have just had Ken and stopped there.
I know that Ken is your favorite. But I'm the one that is studying and trying to make something of myself. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you guys think of me anymore. I'm going to live my life and it's going to be a good one. I have plans for what I'm going to do with my life. I know who I am going to be.
What? Who cares about that? I already know who you are. You're a failure that can do anything and will never amount to anything ever. That's who you are. The least you could do is handle making dinner every night. At least you would be giving something back to this family. But you can't even seem to handle that much, can you?
Why can't you support me even the tiniest bit? I'm studying hard. I know I can get a transfer to a good school. Is that so much to ask? You know, Ken is still just a junior in school. He has another year before he is going to be getting into college. Why do you guys put him first all the time? Why am I supposed to make his dinner and take care of him? I'm busy with school and studying.
If you're going to keep whining and complaining, I'm going to yank you out of that community college. I'll make you quit.
What? I'm paying for everything myself. Why would you even say such a thing? Am I not supposed to be able to rely on you for anything? You're my parents. I've been working part-time to pay for all my classes and tutors. It sucks that I failed the first time, but I did my best. That's why I'm working so hard to get in this time.
I don't know what you are trying to get at. But it doesn't even matter at this point. There's nothing you could say to make me care.
You're the worst. How do you even call yourself a parent?
You're a loser. I don't even want to think of you as my kid. I meant what I said. I wish you weren't mine. I wish I just had Ken. Your father feels the exact same way as I do.
Wow, seriously? You're going to go there?
You're a waste of space. You are a good-for-nothing louse. You aren't worth what it costs to feed you. You'll never amount to anything. Why don't you go ahead and move out?
What? Is that really how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel. I want you gone. This isn't just about you skipping out on your chores or not making dinner. You know that? You also keep talking back to me, and I won't have it. I don't need some back-talking piece of trash for a son. Why do you even exist? I wish you'd never been born.
I don't even know what to say. I'm in shock. I didn't know there was a parent alive that would say that about their own son. You really do hate me? That much?
I don't care enough about you to hate you. I've got Ken. He's always such a good boy. He's so smart. And he's always studying too. You know the biggest difference between you two? He has a future. He is going to be someone I can be proud of. He is going to be a doctor, just you wait and see. He is my bright and shining star. And you're just something in the way.
If that's really how you feel, then I will move out as soon as I can. Can you wait for me to save up the money to get a place of my own? It won't take long, just enough to get the deposit on an apartment. It should just take a couple of months.
Not a chance.
Really?
I've already packed your bags for you. They'll be waiting by the door. If anything is left tomorrow morning, I am taking it to the dumpster.
That's way too fast.
I cleaned out your room. I'm turning it into a study for Ken.
What are you saying? He already has a room. Isn't that enough?
I've read it is better to study in a different place than where you sleep. It helps you focus. With you gone, he's going to be able to really concentrate and focus on his studies. With you gone, he's going to be able to really concentrate and focus on his studies. So you want to get your things and head out today, okay?
This is truly the worst thing I have ever had happen to me. And you've done plenty of horrible things to me in the past. But this tops the list. I could never have imagined you doing this to me.
What do you want me to say? You've already managed to fail at life. That's pretty amazing considering how young you are.
That's enough. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll come grab my things.
I don't want to see your face, so we are going to go out for dinner tonight. Just grab your things and go. Don't be there when we get back. 7 years later. What are you doing? Where are you these days?
Huh, Mother? Is that you?
It's been years since I've heard from you, you ungrateful child.
Huh? What are you talking about? You kicked me out. What do you want now?
You're working these days, aren't you?
I am, but what has that got to do with anything?
If you're working, shouldn't you be sending some money back home to your parents? That's the proper thing to do. Where's the money? You haven't sent anything.
What? What are you talking about? You kicked me out of the house. You haven't reached out to me a single time since either. And now you're asking me for money all of a sudden?
Don't talk back to me. I've never bothered you about it before because as dumb as you are, I just assumed you'd never be able to send much. But you need to give us what you can right now.
Why are you asking me for money out of the blue like this? And honestly, why should I send it to you? You've never shown me an ounce of grace. I'm not really feeling like I owe it to you.
How dare you talk to your mother like that? What is wrong with you? You really are a loser, aren't you? Your little brother is working hard to become a doctor, and you. What have you done with yourself? You aren't good for anything else, so at least send some money our way.
I'm a doctor, Mommy. You wanted to know what I did with myself? I became a doctor. You always told me how I would never amount to anything, how worthless I was. At least that gave me the strength to work hard. Not because you supported me, but in spite of you. I've been able to make a good living for myself all on my own. And I did it with absolutely no help from you.
What are you talking about? You're a doctor now.
You never had any interest in me, even from the time I was a child. You never paid any attention to me, you never asked me about my hopes or dreams. I'm sure there is plenty you don't know about me. I was studying to get into med school. I also always wanted to be a doctor.
What?
I know I told you all about it. I have my dreams and I know I talked about them. But you never did anything but look down your nose or laugh at me.
You told me you were planning on going to med school?
You kicked me out of the house when I didn't get into school on the first try. I spent a really hard year studying, working, paying for everything all by myself and living on my own. But it was all worth it. For every hardship I had to deal with, I've become stronger, and life has only gotten better and better for me.
You really are a doctor now?
Yes. What about it? I'm still an intern, but that's just part of it. I finished school, I'm a doctor, and I'm happy.
I can't believe this.
Anyway, what about Ken? How is he?
Huh?
Was he able to go straight into med school? He ought to be graduating soon, shouldn't he? If he's 2 years behind me, that ought to be about right. Will he graduate this year? Then he would start his internships in the fall. Or summer even.
Not yet.
Oh. He hasn't graduated yet? What's up with that? What year is he now?
I told you not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
He hasn't gotten into med school yet. It's expensive paying for him to not work and to have tutors all the time. I was thinking it would be helpful if you could send a little money to help pay for him. That's why I contacted you.
He isn't done university yet? What's going on? How many years has that been going on?
I don't want to hear it. You know Ken, he's the delicate young man. He can't help it. He isn't like you, he needs a gentle hand. This year he just didn't feel ready for the MCAT. But I'm sure next year he will be ready to take them.
So he isn't working, he's just going to university? That's what you need the money for?
Well, he quit university after his first year.
What?
I think he prefers to study at home in his room. He's just always buying things off the internet. He's racked up some pretty serious credit card debt at this point. That's why I want you to send some money. V.
Things? What kind of things is he buying? And what does that have to do with studying?
You can't just study all the time, that isn't how life works. It's important to take a break and have some fun now and then too, you know?
Let me get this straight. He sits on the internet and just buys things all day long. Stuff that has nothing to do with studying. And all these years he hasn't gotten a job or worked a single day either, has he? He just sits in his room in front of his computer?
He's studying.
Whatever you say. I am not going to be paying for that. You can go ahead and forget it.
Why not? You said you're a doctor, didn't you? I can't believe Ken is struggling and you're the one that became a doctor. Who would have thought? You've been able to do what you want, so pay up. It's your turn to help him out. Send some money for Ken.
Seriously? You must be joking. The only reason I was able to become a doctor is because I worked for it. I did it all on my own. Why am I supposed to pay the very people who kicked me out so that they can pay the bills of a freeloader, who has no intention of ever going to school or becoming anything, much less a doctor?
That isn't for you to worry about. Life is hard for poor Ken.
And I'm telling you that that is his problem, not mine. Ken and you have looked down on me for my entire life. You kicked me out to make a special study room for him, and for what? Tell me. Was it worth it?
I don't have to sit here and listen to this. I'm your mother. You don't think you owe your parents anything? I don't feel like I owe you a cent. What's more, I don't want to ever hear from you again either.
What are you saying? You haven't said a word to me in years. You never checked on me to see if I was okay. You never cared at all. Let's go back to that, shall we?
You became a doctor. You can afford to help. Won't you? You really plan on just ignoring me and not paying anything?
You've treated me like crap my entire life. You've never helped me even half as much as you have Ken. It's never been fair with you. Honestly, you're the one that owes me if anything. I ought to have taken you to claims court for it.
Claims court?
You practically abandoned me since I was a small child. The minute Ken was born, you dedicated all your love, time, and even money to him. You gave me little to nothing. And when I really needed support. When I was at my poorest, working hard to get into university and had nothing to my name. You threw me out on the streets. Don't you think it is a bit ridiculous that now you are here asking me for money? After everything you have done to me?
We don't have any money right now. Not at all. That's why I reached out to you, Emily.
Oh, so you do remember my name. I don't know when the last time you used it was. This might sound bad, but I don't want to hear from you again. Never call me. Never text me.
Why not?
You had forgotten I existed. I had put the past behind me too. I'm going to block you. I don't want you to try to contact me anymore.
You're lying, right? You wouldn't just throw away your mother, would you?
Who threw who away first? Good luck on that perfect life you always dreamed of. Enjoy living with a son that spends all your money on junk. Don't try to contact me again.
Kiva! Are you there? I have something I really need to talk to you about. That's about $1,500 you send me every month. The problem is that I went to the bank today to make sure it was sent, but it wasn't there.
Hi, Mom. That's right. The money has not been sent yet. Today is the 24th. I sent money on the 25th of every month, remember?
Oh. Is that right? I guess I just got a day off, sorry. But really, Kiva, you should know better than not to let me hope so. Now I feel like I lost all that money. I think there must be a punishment for your bad behavior. You should send me money immediately.
I'm sorry, Mom, but that's not going to happen.
What did you just say? Insolent kid, now you don't listen to your mother? I don't even know who you have become, but you are certainly not the daughter I raised you to be.
Mom, I don't want to argue, so I won't even care what you just said. But anyway, I only have 1,000 in the bank right now.
Are you serious, Kiva? Honestly, what kind of person would I have raised if you didn't even have a basic common sense about how to spend and save money? I bet you just squandered it all on frivolous things. That's good. If that's all you have to send me right now, I guess I'll take it.
No, Mom, that's not all I have to send you. That's all I have. I can't send it to you.
I don't want to hear any excuses. Send me that $1,000 right away. And of course, I still expect $1,500 as usual tomorrow.
Mom. You didn't listen to me. I could send you 1,000, and I certainly wouldn't be able to pay you that plus your usual 1,500.
Why does it seem to be your goal in life to let your mother down? I don't care if you can't do it, just make it happen.
Mom, how can I buy the basics for myself if I do?
So now you're saying you think your life is worth more than mine? I can't believe what I'm hearing from you, Kiva. Now go to the bank and transfer that money to my account.
No, Mom. That won't happen today. But tomorrow, I promise you your money will be there like every month for almost a decade now.
Sorry? Didn't you hear me?
Okay, Mom. I need to get back to work. We will talk later.
Kiva! You answer your mom or you'll be in big trouble, okay?
Hey Kiva, is everything okay? You look like you are experiencing something that has really bothered you at work today.
Oh. Rory, did I look like that?
Don't tell me your mom is bothering you again, okay?
Well. Basically, yes. She messed up the date and thought she would get her money today when it actually arrives tomorrow. But she was very angry with me for her own mistake and complained a lot. Even after I told her that today was the 24th, she got even more upset. Then she said I should pay her $1,000 today as well as her usual $1,500 tomorrow to make up for making her so angry today.
Wow, she really bad. I'm really sorry to hear all of that, Kiva. But don't tell me you actually paid her for all that.
Of course not. You know, I'm not easily mesmerized by her words.
Well, I imagine that you must have a lot of experience dealing with her at this point. You have the patience of a saint, Kiva.
That actually means a lot when you say it.
Also, I apologize for not asking you directly if you were okay at the office when I noticed.
Oh, Rory. I'm not your responsibility, you don't have to worry about that. Besides, I know that you have a lot of work that you need to deal with. That won't really solve the real problem at hand, so it's fine indeed.
I got it. I also appreciate the way you talk to me about all this. By the way, Kiva, you have been sending your mother this amount every month for 10 years. I don't want to say anything sooner, but I worry that if something doesn't change soon, this could really start to affect us and our financial future.
I know, Rory, you're right. But that woman. You know, it was she who cheated on my dad and made my parents break up. And because of that, my mother was not given any alimony. And then my dad ran away and never paid any child support. And even without all that money, she was able to feed me and take care of me through high school. But now, all she says whenever I say no to her is that I should be more grateful to her for all she's done.
Kiva, it's not your fault and it's not at all what I think you need to apologize for. But I think we may soon have some big life changes and it's time to seriously consider our future as a family.
You're right, Rory. Right about everything.
Oh, and that reminds me. You haven't told your mom we're moving in together, have you?
No. I still haven't done that.
And your mom doesn't even know who I am?
Right. But it's not just your name, she doesn't even know you exist.
I think I have an idea of how we can use this to our advantage.
What do you mean?
Kiva, I will ask you to trust me. I think I have a really good idea, but I want you to leave it to me.
What is it?
Good. Your mom really seems to be dominated by emotions that can vary by penny. So I think we can use it. But I will tell you more about my plans later.
Okay, that sounds good, Rory.
Kiva, we have a serious problem and you should fix it.
Problem? But I have received confirmation from the bank that $1,500 has been transferred to your account.
Yes, the regular payment has been deposited, but you are still missing $1,000.
Mom, we talked about this the other day, remember? I said I can't and won't pay you that $1,000. I lived on the bare minimum to be able to send you money. In fact, with the way things are going these days, I might have to start sending less or nothing at all. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is serious.
Yes, everything you say is true.
I'm glad you understand. Okay, I still have some chores to do, so I'm leaving.
Stay there, young lady. Because I need to tell you, I actually came up with a way that you could send me $10,000 a month instead.
What? Mommy, is this one of those scam schemes?
I'll ignore that because I'm kind. And because for this to work, I need your help.
Oh. Okay, Mom, tell me your plan. Because to be honest, I have a hard time believing that something that can make $10,000 instantly is some kind of terrible scam. Either you are scammed or you are trying to scam others. This shouldn't get us in trouble with the police or anything like that, right?
Of course it's nothing like that. Everything will be okay.
Okay, tell me about your plan.
Kiva, my plan is that you will marry a man that I have chosen for you.
Sorry? What am I listening to?
Besides, this would also be a good thing for you, right? You will marry such a wonderful husband. This guy is the president of an IT company. That means he certainly wouldn't be short of $10,000 a month if it was his mother-in-law's money.
Mom, I really don't know what to say about this. I don't even know where to start.
I know. It all happened so fast that I could hardly believe it. But yesterday, a man suddenly visited and told me his whole story. I was very shocked. I don't really know the full story of him, but I guess he somehow saw you and knew it was love at first sight. I'll be honest with you, Kiva. I really don't know what a man like that would see in a daughter who only sends money to her mother. But I always say never judge a gift, so here we are. And besides, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because if you marry him, he will definitely pay me $10,000 per month.
Mom, don't you think this all sounds a little too good to be true?
I think so. But don't worry, your mom did the research. He even had papers to show me to prove who he was. He even gave me a signed note guaranteeing everything he was saying. You see that? There's really nothing to worry about. The only thing left for you to do is marry this guy.
Mom, all of this happened too quickly. Now I have to think. I think I'll need some time to organize my thoughts. I'll get back to you soon. Rory, have you visited my mother recently?
Oh, Kiva! I actually did. I was going to text you to talk about it. Let me guess, your mom just texted you, didn't she?
Yes, just a minute ago. I really can't understand everything she sent. But she was telling a story about how some rich guy who loved me promised my mother $10,000 a month if I married him or something. She said he even gave her a signed document guaranteeing all of this.
I wonder if the note says something like, in exchange for accepting Kiva as my bride, I'll stop paying $1,500 monthly. $10,000 will be paid to settle.
Rory, what have you done?
And then it might go on to say something like, given that giving away her only daughter will make it impossible for her to live the life she's used to, she'll be paid $10,000 to sustain her life. Or something to effect.
Rory, what's all this about?
What's up? Did I say something weird?
Right? Do you think this is normal?
I guess not. Ha ha ha. Anyway, then, I'll go visit your dad too.
What? Did you go and meet my father?
And Kiva, you won't believe the lie your mother has been telling all this time.
What? You mean my mom was hiding something?
Kiva, your dad actually paid your mother's alimony as well as child support.
Are you serious?
Every month he sends her $1,500, just like you. He sends it monthly for years until you turn 18 the payments stop.
So she lied to me for all these years.
I guess so. I regret to be the one to tell you all this. But your dad says he never misses a check because he wants the best for you. He says there are times when he lives on the brink of bankruptcy but still pays monthly.
But in high school, My mom made me look for a part-time job because she said we didn't have enough money and I would need to contribute.
Good. You have all this information now. You can confront your mother if you really want to.
I really do not know. But something is telling me it's better to leave this alone.
Are you sure about that?
If you have a plan to work it out, I'll stick with it, but I really don't have the courage to face my mother face to face. But thanks to what you just told me, I really feel as though I can finally cut ties with her and be at peace with that. Maybe it would be easier if I just disappeared from her life.
If that's what you think is the best decision for you, then I won't say anything. Anyway, I'm going to get the marriage records. Can I come over to you?
Of course you can. See you later.
Kiva, guess what? Rory, the man I told you about. He just transferred $10,000 to my bank account. I guess that means you finally came to your senses and married him, right? Surely, in my heart I know that you are a good daughter who listens to me. And now I make $10,000 per month. You really finally made your mom proud.
Wait. What are you talking about? Oh, that's right. I understand what happened. You are wrong. They actually said he would stop all payments.
What? No. You are wrong. He stopped paying your $1,500 and replaced it with his $10K.
Oh. Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. Anyway, I've moved out of my old apartment and decided to live in a hotel from now on. And with the money coming, I won't even have to keep my job. Actually, I left work earlier today. Oh, Kiva, it's like I became a celebrity or something with the lifestyle I'm going to have now. It's great to have that much money. I'm very happy. Kiva, I need you to transfer those $10,000 to my bank account right now. Oh, this is really bad. I contacted Rory again and told him we had a deal, and he offered me $10,000 a month in exchange for marrying you. And he came back and told me that $10,000 a month was never part of the deal. He told me he agreed to pay me $10,000. It's been a help to me while I find a way to live on my own because you won't pay me anymore. But that's not all. Then I got a call from an attorney claiming to be representing your father, claiming that I abused child support. How did it all get here? I just don't understand. This is really bad. I do not know what to do. I think I will get all this money monthly. That's why I choose this hotel. Between room and room service, I've already spent all my money. Oh, this is bad. Really, really bad. That's why I need you to listen to me right now, Kiva. Instead, I need you to send me $10,000. That way, I can take some time for myself and try to think of a way out of this mess. Hurry up and deposit now. Are you listening to me, Kiva? Kiva. Are you there? It is an emergency. The money I requested was never credited to my account, and so I had to check out the hotel. I thought I was going to live with you in your apartment, but when I got there... Kiva, why didn't you tell me you had roommates with another girl? And then I tried to call your agency so I could talk to you. And they told me you left the company 6 months ago. Where did you go? Kiva, I know you're there. You can't just leave your mother like this. Kiva. Answer me now or you'll be in big trouble. Kiva.
So my mother was really in a bind. We were worried that she might show up at our office one day, but then we realized that without the money, she wouldn't be able to go all the way to see them. That's why I think she made the smart choice of applying for a job at a company near her home. She is so blinded by money that she thinks nothing wrong will ever happen to her again. And now she works around the clock in terrible conditions for a bad company. I got a message from her asking me for help. Honestly, after supporting her for all these years, no matter how bad she is, it still breaks my heart to see her suffer. But Rory told me this is what she deserves for living off other people's money for so long. In the end, I decided to cut her off from my life completely. I even went to the cell phone store and changed the number.